Today with the Osmo Pocket, we brought the Osmo Pocket waterproof case. Before you want to put it into this case, you're going to want to hook up your phone to the Osmo Pocket, and you're going to want to get the new firmware update. And with that new firmware update, it'll update the Osmo to work with the waterproof case. Once it's been updated, you just turn it on. Swipe down, and you're going to go to the left. And you're going to find this here is this is the firmware update for the waterproof case. You just tap on it, and it's going to say power off the Osmo before placing in the waterproof case. So you just hit the blue button here and power it off. Okay, so when you first open the box, you'll have the Osmo Pocket waterproof case. You're going to have these are called defoggers, and they're saying that these should be changed often, but I'm not sure if that's after every use or you just keep an eye on it. If it starts fogging up, then you know you need a new one of these. They also give you a small booklet here with the instructions. I did find the print kind of tiny, so make sure you have your glasses on. But anyways, let's take this apart and let's put the Osmo Pocket in there. So we're going to unscrew this. Okay, now one thing I noticed is when I had first unscrewed this, there's a little rubber seal. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little rubber seal that is inside this ring here, and that kind of popped out. So you want to make sure that you don't lose this rubber seal, because this rubber seal is what keeps it tight against this. Okay, another thing is we'll take this little piece. There's a little bracket in here. I think that's to hold the Osmo Pocket, so we'll take that out. Okay, now one thing you want to remember with the Osmo Pocket is don't have the little filler piece in here. This has to be open. Okay, if you take a look inside, there seems to be a little track there where this defogger actually fits right into. And then what we're going to do is we'll slide the Osmo in, and we'll push it all the way to the bottom. Okay. And always make sure that the Osmo is off before you. Okay, now we have this little bracket here that we removed earlier. We're going to put that in. Okay. Okay, that looks like she's in good and tight. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to put this on. So I'm going to do it this way. And be careful when you're threading this too, because you don't want that rubber to pop out and you don't want to cross thread it. You want to make sure that this goes on nice and smoothly and then tighten it. You know, it has these edges here that you can actually tighten it. Make sure she's good and tight, because you definitely don't want any water in there. You know, when I first looked at this there, I had to get advice from my wife, because I was very nervous about putting this in here and sticking it in the water. So my wife come up with a great idea. She said, put it all together without the Osmo in it and submerge it in some water and see if it leaks. So that's what I done. So I would suggest that that's what you do, is put it all together, seal it up really tight. You don't need, for the testing of that, you don't need to put in the defogger, but I would seal her up really tight and then just put a whole bunch of water in your sink and submerge it and make sure that there's definitely no water getting into it. If there's water getting into it, then you have to check the rubber or something's not right. So definitely do that before you jump into doing what I'm doing now and actually putting the Osmo in there. Okay, I have turned this as tight as I can possibly get it. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do is just pack up some of this stuff here. Dear, can you take the box? Okay, now I brought along my my little handheld extension rod, and I think we're gonna stick her on there.
Turn it off when you put it in?
Oh my gosh, no, I don't know if she ever passed it on, but she was very nice to offer, and I definitely it's nice to know it's
Okay, so we're heading down to the water to do a little test here. Now, in about a week or so, we're going to be heading out on holidays, and we're definitely going to take this waterproof case with us, and we're going to take the Osmo Pocket swimming with us if this works out. So for today, all we're going to do is we're going to turn her on, and we're going to see if we can get close enough to the water to see if we can get her in the water, and just see what she looks like. So bear with me. I'm heading down there. I'm going to turn the Osmo on. Okay, and remember, make sure you have all your settings before you start, because you can't really change your settings you can't really change your settings. So once you put your Osmo Pocket in here, you're not going to be able to change the settings. So let's stick her in the water and see what happens. That's all we're going to film right now, because as you can see, we got a little bit wet here. Anyways, I'd like to thank everybody for watching today, and in about a week or so, we'll take this swimming with us, and we'll definitely be able to give her a good test underwater. This was just a short test and an unboxing there just to see how it works. It looks like the Osmo seems to hold up very well. I don't see any water in there, and I don't really see any fogging happening. So, anyways, we'll catch you in the next one. I look forward to playing with this in about a week. Anyways, we'll catch you in the next one.